Guys, I have perfected my baked oats recipe, and in today's video, I'm gonna share that with you in 6 different variations. Baked oats are like if an oatmeal and a mug cake had a baby. Most of these ideas will give you 2 servings, but then there's also one meal prep type of batch in there at some point. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, or to save it for future reference. Yeah, I can't wait to see your guys' recreations. Let's get into it. Also, thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. So we're starting this off with my basic go-to baked oats recipe, but it comes with a cinnamon sugar topping. And so alternate titles for this recipe were churro flavored or snickerdoodle baked oats. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius and lightly grease 2 small oven-proof dishes. Set those aside. Grab a blender, add the oats, protein powder, which can be supped with either chia or flax seeds, salt, baking powder, lots of cinnamon, vanilla, vinegar, non-dairy milk, applesauce, a sweetener of choice, and some vegetable oil or melted vegan butter. And then blend. If you're also using one of those big blenders, you might have to scrape down the sides a few times or use a tamper, one of these smoothie sticks. Divide the mixture evenly between the 2 dishes. Clean up a little bit if needed. And then as for the topping, simply combine sugar and cinnamon and then sprinkle as much as you want on top of the oats. Now this goes into the oven for about 30 minutes. Let these cool slightly before serving. I love adding just some plain vegan cream cheese on top, or some vanilla yogurt, or some cashew butter, any of those options. But yeah, this is so cozy. I really, really like this, and so did my sister. Hear me out with this next recipe, Miso Chunky Monkey Baked Oats. So incredibly cozy. To the blender, I am once again adding oats, salt, semi-ground flax seeds, baking powder, vanilla, apple cider vinegar, non-dairy milk, half of a banana. Set aside the other half, we'll need that in just a bit. Also add melted vegan butter or vegetable oil and some light miso paste. Also some sweetener, which I forgot. Once the batter is somewhat smooth, you're going to add the other banana half, cut into chunks, a handful of crushed walnuts, and some chocolate chips. Give this another quick blend, but only until the individual pieces are nicely distributed, and then you divide this mix evenly between 2 bowls. Make sure that the oven is preheated at this point to 180 degrees Celsius. Also, feel free to add some additional nuts and chocolate chips on top, mainly just for aesthetics. This is so cozy. I had forgotten to add the sweetener, but I realized here that that was actually not needed because the banana and the chocolate sweeten everything so nicely.
I think this is the best one I've made so far. I love it!
I'm very happy to introduce you to this next recipe. This is for a bigger batch of baked oats. Tahini chocolate swirl baked oats, to be exact, but it has the texture of a light and fluffy marble cake. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Transfer the oats to a small blender to make oat flour. Add the flour to a large mixing bowl, followed by sugar, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, non-dairy milk, vanilla, vegetable oil, applesauce, and ground flax seeds. Mix it up well, and then transfer this to a brownie pan lined with wet parchment paper. Last but not least, in a smaller bowl, combine all the ingredients for the swirl. So that's light tahini, agave or maple syrup, vanilla, unsweetened cacao powder, and a little bit of milk.
Like one.
Now place heaping tablespoons of this mixture on top of the oat batter, and then grab a butter knife which you're gonna drag through the scoops to create an abstract swirl pattern. Bake this for 30 to 35 minutes. Allow it to rest for at least half an hour before cutting, and then serve. I love this recipe so much. It sits right between a breakfast and a dessert, but it really is not super sweet, so I would definitely still eat this for breakfast. Up next are spinach baked oats. That's right, this is a super satisfying oats variation that tastes kind of like garlic bread. Add the few tablespoons of oil to a skillet and bring everything to medium heat. Next, add 2 crushed cloves of garlic plus the spinach and give everything about 3 to 4 minutes. In the meantime, make sure that the oven is preheated to 180 degrees Celsius. Also grab a food processor and add all the remaining ingredients: oats, salt, baking powder, any other spices that you feel like adding. Now add the cooked spinach garlic oil mixture, and this is gonna sound weird, unsweetened applesauce, which we need for the texture, and water. And that's it. Blend this up and divide the batter evenly between the 2 ramekins. Bake for about 30 minutes and top with whatever you like. I would recommend avocado, hummus, vegan pesto, cherry tomatoes, fresh herbs, seeds like pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, sauteed vegetables even like zucchini, vegan feta cheese, or just on their own, they're also really good. Someone on Instagram asked me to try red velvet baked oats. Here we go. Once again, you preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius and lightly grease 2 ramekins with a bit of vegetable oil. And then blend up all the ingredients that you need: oats, flax seeds, cacao powder, salt, baking powder, lots of vanilla, vinegar, vegetable oil, applesauce, sweetener, and non-dairy milk. Blend for a bit. And then you're gonna add some red food coloring. I was being a bit shy with adding the food dye. I only did about 1/4 teaspoon. And it gave me this spooky burgundy maroon, which is nice and very fitting for October, but not really what I was hoping for. I was hoping for like a really nice and bright, vibrant color. So here's my second attempt. Super good. Just like a nice vanilla cake with a hint of cacao. I'm not a booktuber, but I still like to keep you guys up to date with what I'm reading at the moment. I'm about 2/3 of the way through Iron Widow. If you like The Last Airbender, Disney's Mulan, and Challengers, then you're gonna love this book. It's definitely these 3 things mixed together, but inside the setting of a futuristic dystopia. Last but not least, we have these double chocolate baked oats. First, preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Next, melt the chocolate. Use whatever method you prefer here. I'm adding the chocolate chips to an oven-proof ramekin and placing that into the oven as it is preheating for about 5 to 6 minutes total, or until the chocolate chips are half melted. Lightly grease the ramekins for the oats. And then I blended up all the ingredients for the batter inside the food processor. After spending about a week testing these recipes, I can now safely say that this medium-sized food processor works the best. Yeah, I'm comparing it to the big Vitamix and the small NutriBullet-esque type blender. I will have them all linked down below, by the way. Anyway, you know how it goes. Divide the batter evenly between the 2 greased dishes. Bake for 15 to 30 minutes. Go for 15-ish minutes if you prefer a more unbaked brownie type of texture. Or go for 25 to 30 if you want a more cakey muffin type of experience.
When I was at my parents' house the other week, I went to that local Edeka and I picked up this sweet, salty pistachio sauce. I think that could work on top of these little brownie bites. I like pistachio. I don't think it's my favorite flavor to exist, but I do think it's exciting that there's like a pistachio craze and there's so many interesting pistachio products out there.
Thank you so much for watching, and hi to all the new people that have subscribed recently. As we've seen today, all these recipes use the oven, but if there is a brave soul out there willing to try some of these ideas in the microwave, then please do so and let me know in the comments how that went. Okay, maybe don't put the tahini blondies in the microwave, but I could see it working for the individual sizes. Yeah, so let me know how that went and how the end result was. I don't have a microwave, so I can't do any testing in that regard, but I really appreciate it if anybody does it. Now, to close things off, here's a word from today's sponsor. Squarespace makes it really easy to create a beautiful website, connect to your audience, share your art, sell your products, sell your content, and more. Start by choosing from their wide range of professionally designed website templates to get started, or build your site from scratch if you prefer. Also, create a new logo while you're at it. Have your website quickly get discovered with their optimized SEO tools, meaning you will show up more often in people's search engines and therefore grow your brand and business the way you want. If you need extra help, don't hesitate to ask their 24/7 award-winning customer service. Start today. Go to squarespace.com/MinaRome and use the code MinaRome to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. See you soon. Bye.